right. My name is Margaret Latimer. I am the Vice President and Provost here at the Germantown campus, as well as for the college-wide STEM unit. Before I go any further in just saying welcome, will you raise your hand if you have been on a Montgomery College campus before? Oh, excellent. So many of you are familiar with Montgomery College. I'm really pleased, and because this program tonight is about cybersecurity and computer science, and we've had some competitions, I was wondering if some of you may have been in some of those competitions. So anyway, welcome if you have never been here before. Welcome back if you are returning and have been with us before. I apologize for the weather. I'll speak to the committee tonight that worked on the weather, but we're delighted that you braved the elements to come out, because we have what we think is a pretty fantastic program. The first cohort, which is mathematics, is actually in progress this fall, but the cybersecurity program and the computer science program, which will be rolled out here at the Germantown campus next fall, are brand new in terms of the early college program, and we are very excited about these opportunities. We're also excited to introduce you to some of the things that we think are fabulous about Montgomery College. Small classes, really state-of-the-art facilities and equipment. We have an incredible cyber lab, an open center, sort of a learning center. I sometimes call it the sandbox, because students can go in there and play. You have access to a SOC, a Security Operations Center, real-time information. So there's a lot of hands-on opportunity that you'll find we have here, and in computer science as well. Clubs that do some really fantastic things, and there are faculty here who want to talk about those, so I don't want to steal their thunder. And I promised I would be brief, so I will conclude by again welcoming you, thanking you for coming, and I know that many of you, we will look forward to seeing you back on this campus in a year as part of these programs. And it is now my pleasure, my privilege to introduce the Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs here at Montgomery College, Dr. Sanjay Rai.
Thank you, Provost Latimer. My name is Sanjay Rai. I'm Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs at Montgomery College. I want to extend a very, very warm welcome to all of you in spite of the weather that's out there. With all our knowledge of science, we are still not able to manage or control some things that Mother Nature has in store for us once in a while. Very glad that you're here. And we want to take this opportunity and tell you a little bit about why Montgomery College, and then why early college. And then we have a number of presentations that will go deeper into what you need to do to get these wonderful opportunities that come to us because of our MCPS school system and Montgomery College. So why Montgomery College? We are a college in the community. We have 3 campuses. You are at Germantown campus, Rockville, and our Tacoma Park, Silver Spring campus. If you ask me what is our biggest asset is certainly our faculty. We have highly talented faculty with credentials and graduate degrees from universities like Princeton, MIT, Caltech, Carnegie Mellon. Our provost comes from Carnegie Mellon. And then our faculty also bring a lot of industry experience. So a computer science faculty will have probably experience from Hughes Network System, or people who teach cybersecurity will come from major cybersecurity companies as well. So highly talented faculty. And our faculty only teach. Their entire focus is on students. They don't have to bring grants. They don't have to publish. They only need to help their students. We have small class sizes. Our class size is about 18 students to 1 faculty. It's not that you have 300, 250, 300, 400 students, and often teaching assistant. I was a teaching assistant, so I'm not saying that teaching assistants are not good, but managing 400 students is not easy. Then we provide a lot of support. So for early college classes, students have their faculty, small classes, but each class also has an embedded coach. What is an embedded coach? Embedded coach is another faculty member who attends the classes with the students and help the students outside the class with all types of things. Then we have great learning centers, math tutoring center, chemistry tutoring center, writing center. And folks who work at these centers are also highly credentialed people. Often they have PhDs in those areas. And our own faculty, full-time faculty and part-time faculty, also support the students in those learning centers. Then we have state-of-the-art facilities. You see our Bioscience Education Center on this campus. This building itself has one of the best cybersecurity labs anywhere. So great people, small class sizes, but if you look at in terms of higher education, the cost of higher education is also an important factor. Our national debt for student loans is over $10 trillion. Think about that. So Montgomery College, typically 1/3 of the cost of a state school and 1/10 of many private liberal art schools. So coming to this particular program, Early College, it began this year. We have about 50 students on our Rockville campus majoring in mathematics and mathematics teaching. The program that's coming this fall at Germantown campus in fall of 2019 is going to be in the area of cybersecurity and computer science. Those two areas are extremely important for the economy of Montgomery County and the state of Maryland. We have thousands and thousands of jobs that are open in these areas within 15, 20 miles radius of this campus, where employers cannot find qualified people. So here is an opportunity to get your college degree, where first 2 years will be here at Montgomery College, your 11th and 12th grade. Then after that, you have 2 more years left to finish your undergraduate degree. And in these areas, there are thousands and thousands of jobs that are waiting for you. At our Rockville campus, we will start a same program, but in the area of business, and we'll continue with mathematics and mathematics teaching. At our Tacoma Park campus, we will start health sciences program, including nursing, and also a life sciences and biology program. So I would urge you to look at Montgomery College generally, even if you are not part of early college, but I will sincerely ask you to look at early college opportunity very seriously. There are not many places in the country where these kind of programs exist. So thank you very much. And at this time, it is my pleasure to introduce to you Dr. Genevieve Floyd from MCPS. Give her a round of applause.
Good evening, everyone. I am delighted to just stand before you and to, first of all, thank you for being here, and to secondly, bring you greetings on behalf of our superintendent, Dr. Jack Smith. He certainly is one who believed in this program and believed it was important to put funding behind this program and to make sure that we brought this program to fruition. I am smiling because years ago, my colleague, Dr. Elena Sines, and I thought about early college. And when we started thinking about having these programs at different campuses, particularly when we started looking at computer science and cybersecurity, we were hopeful that we would get at least 20. And so the capacity of this room is like 400. And to see all of you here, it speaks to the fact that you are risk takers, that you are trailblazers, because this is something very new and very different. We believe in Montgomery County that we can't continue to educate our students the same way we were educated. We have to do things differently. And sometimes that means going to college at age 16. So I'm glad that you're here to hear about the opportunity. Dr. Rai is one of our biggest cheerleaders, and he's already talked about the program, the market opportunities that lie before you as we think about computer science and cybersecurity. But also, in addition to bringing greetings on behalf of our superintendent, I want to thank the Montgomery College faculty and the administrators and the entire Montgomery College family, because they've always been extremely supportive, not only of our work with our teachers and our staff, but definitely of our students, because they know that our students are generally their students. Because the majority of the students in MCPS, they leave and they definitely go off, but most of them return at least after 2 years and attend Montgomery College. Montgomery College is one of the top 10 community colleges in the nation. So we believe it is important, but we believe that it's a quality education that your child will be privy to, and certainly hope that you will be selected to be a part of this opportunity. And if you have any questions, I will be here. My staff, Michael Sullivan, will be here at the end to answer any and all questions that you may have about the program and about MCPS as a whole. So again, thank you for coming out, Montgomery College. Thank you for being such great partners. And at this time, I'm going to take my seat, and we're going to do a deeper dive to get to the meat of why you are here. I'm going to ask Ms. Amy Crowley to please come forward. Amy is the Associate Director within Academic Initiatives Office, and she will talk to you more about early college and move us forward in the agenda. Ms. Crowley? Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Floyd. So now we're going to get into the meat of the program. You learn about the early college opportunities that you would have. So the early college program is really a collaboration between Montgomery College, Montgomery County Public Schools, to provide an opportunity for students to complete their high school graduation requirements on the MC campus and begin their college career. So the students will complete their Montgomery County Public School high school degree requirements while simultaneously completing the associate's degree requirements. So all this is done with the students taking only college campus and only having enrollment on the college campus. They will not be going back to the high school. And students will be working towards either an Associate of Arts degree in computer science, and I know that says science, it's Associate of Arts degree in computer science, or the Associate of Applied Science degree in Cybersecurity on this campus. Students enter this program, so we have 10th graders in the audience, maybe some younger students who are curious to find that out, and we love that you're coming early to find out about this program. But students do this program as 11th graders and 12th graders. And again, they will be taking all college classes. These degrees will transfer to four-year institutions in the state of Maryland and will provide an opportunity for the county to support current students while building the future workforce of Montgomery County by creating a pathway from MCPS to MC to the bachelor's degree and back to the Montgomery County workforce. This program also reduces the time to completion by 2 years of the bachelor's degree and dramatically reduces costs. And you'll be seeing a little bit more about that later on. So our assumptions for students who are going to be entering this program, because these are rigorous programs. Students have to have fulfilled or near completion of their service learning hours. Students may have approved or appropriate AP or IB scores that may earn them Montgomery College credit towards their degree. Students have successfully completed 9th and 10th grade classes as outlined in the pathways that you'll be seeing shortly for the 2 degrees, including their PE requirement, their health requirement, and their TEF requirement. Students who enter the early college program have a desire to enroll in a challenging and supportive college environment with a focus that will provide the students with the structure to earn their high school diploma while earning and completing the curriculum for a college degree that will ultimately lead them on to their bachelor's degree, possibly graduate school in many of your cases, and on to employment. As far as the admissions requirement, students have to have taken and passed their mathematics and English state assessments, must have an unweighted Montgomery County Public Schools GPA of a 2.75 or higher at the end of 10th grade. You must complete the interest form, and many of you have already done that. And you'll hear about the next steps, which would be the MCPS early college application, and then ultimately the Montgomery College admissions application. Another requirement for this program is students must participate in a 3-week summer transition program. This is a Monday through Friday program in the mornings. It will be on the Germantown campus. So start getting your calendars out right now and work your vacations around these dates. July 8th through July 26th, because I know my vacation plans are worked around this. And lastly, students need to assess into MC's Calculus 1, which is Math 181 for the computer science program, and into the course Elements of Statistics, which is Math 117 for the cyber degree programs. At this time, I would like to introduce Montgomery College's Associate Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Elena Sines. The early college program falls under the umbrella of many of Dr. Sines' areas of responsibility, so this is her baby, her program. At this time, I'd like to introduce to you Dr. David Hall, who is the Department Chair of Science, Engineering, and Technology at the Germantown campus and Tacoma Park campus, and he is going to speak to you about the cybersecurity program.
Good evening. I'll see if I can handle this high-tech stuff here. Okay. All right. I know there's a lot of information up there to look at, so I'll be brief on this part and try to give you a little more detail as we go along. I think you're going to find the cybersecurity program in particular to be not only challenging, but fun and exciting. I've always found the field to be that way myself. The way this has been set up, if you can see the 11th grade up here, semester 1 you have English, and then in semester 2 there will be another English, some math. If we get down a little further here, you'll see in this 5th column toward the bottom, semester 1 NWIT 127 and NWIT 151. Now 127 is a basic computer repair type course. This is to familiarize students with the guts of a computer, what software really does in it, what the hardware is for, and that type of understanding. Semester 2, NWIT 151 is an introduction to networking. We're part of the Cisco Academy, which has several good courses in this area. This also gives students the advantage of becoming a member of the Cisco Academy and have the benefits of what that membership brings, which is a lot of extra information and some opportunities outside the school also. I don't know if this scrolls down or not. And then on to summer. Notice in summer, there's NWIT 245. We had to work that into a summer schedule because that's a prerequisite for some of the more advanced cybersecurity courses. And then grade 12, there's some natural science distribution, those type of courses. And down toward the bottom again, we see semester 1 NWIT 246, which is a follow-up to 245. One of those deals with defending the network. Another one of those courses deals with attacker tools. If you're going to defend the network, which is part of what cybersecurity is all about, you have to know how an attacker is going to approach it. So you learn both how to defend and what attackers will do to try to get into your networks and compromise your data. NWIT 263 is an introduction to digital forensics. 275 deals with wireless security. And 247 is, in a way, a more elaborate part of the previous courses. 291 is a capstone course, and that's where students have an opportunity to see how all of this can be put together for the broader learning that they've been having up to that point. Okay. So this is a semester by semester chart of how we structure cybersecurity training here at Montgomery College. This pretty much covers the same information. NWIT 127, 151. Year 1 spring, we have CMSC 253, which is Unix, Linux System Administration. Unix is a very important operating system to use, especially in internet venues. And so we have a course that introduces students to that and how to manage and administer Unix systems. NWIT 173, that's one of the first courses they'll be taking. That's an introduction to security matters after they've had basic training in that. NWIT 203, Microsoft Windows Server. Most of the systems out there are still Microsoft. And so the server is a large computer that tends to provide data and applications to users all around the network. So knowing how those work, you need to know how they work in order to be able to defend them. Okay. NWIT 252 is a little more advanced networking where we deal with routing and switching, and you learn how things travel across the internet and what the dangers of compromise of the information is and how to protect that, as well as how to install and support that. Again, it has the title of the course here, NWIT 245, Defending the Network. That's the one that's taken in summer. Yes, I have one of those too. And in year 2, 246, this just mentioned attacker tools and techniques, 263, digital forensics, and et cetera. So these we've just covered. Later, if you have questions of that, I'll try to answer if you have questions about particular courses. Oh, sure. Yeah. In fact, I think that's on a later slide. But Dr. Rise just asked me to mention that Montgomery College in 2012 became one of the earliest community colleges to become a national center of excellence for cybersecurity. They called it information assurance then. This is an award given to various colleges that have gone through a certain process in showing that we teach the standard cybersecurity information required for government agencies such as NSA and DHS. And those two organizations award that certification to colleges which have followed those guidelines. And we did that in 2012, so we've been in that category for about 6 years now. So again, here's a little more detail on the class schedule. I guess I should have gone over it here instead of the earlier page, but this is, shows the time of day that the classes will be given and which classes will be in there. Okay. Everybody got a picture yet? I don't know if that's in the handout or not. Okay. All right. Now, so, I'm sorry, am I missing something?
No, you're not. Lots of you are taking pictures of the screens. We'll post this with MCPS and on our website, so you'll have access to this.
At no charge. So, employment opportunities. I'm sure you've seen on the internet where there are so many thousands of jobs that go unfilled every year in cybersecurity, and that's a fact. It's a growing field. There's a lot of demand for people with the right skills. Of course, at a two-year college like we are, we teach you the basics. There's so much more after that also that it's kind of a learning lifetime that you're in when you're in cybersecurity. Some of the jobs you may see listed for cybersecurity graduates are network security engineer, information security analyst, network security specialist, network security administrator, network security architect, systems engineer. I'm sure that all sounds a little bit like Greek at this point. The situation with cybersecurity is that unlike a specialty like nursing, where you get a state certification or a national certification, and that fits you into a cubbyhole in the medical field, cybersecurity doesn't have that type of situation. So with the same skills at one company, you may be the person responsible for everything they do security-wise. At another company, you may be doing something, let's say, dealing with Windows servers and protecting them. It just depends on the size of the corporation or the government agency that you end up working with or you start working with and what the needs of the time are. But the skills overlap in all of these designations on this slide. A note on employment opportunities with the U.S. government. In this area of the country, about half of the cybersecurity jobs, maybe about half of all the jobs, as far as I know, have something to do with the U.S. government, either working directly for the U.S. government or working for a contractor like Lockheed or Sands or some other company that contracts to government. Okay? So most security jobs and many non-security jobs require a security clearance. And to get one of those, you pretty much have to be a U.S. citizen to get a security clearance to work for a government or government contractor. The reason I mention this tonight is because be careful what you do on social media. Because when you apply for a security clearance, they look at everything. So just a word to the wise. In the private sector, if you're contracting for a U.S. government corporation, you may still need a security clearance because the jobs they have for the government require those same clearances. If it's a strictly private sector corporation, you may not need a security clearance, but they'll still check your background because these are often very sensitive positions in this field. So you may still need some sort of background clearance. Now, some of you may go directly into the workforce after Montgomery College. Some of you may want to continue on with your education, and our cybersecurity program articulates very well with a number of colleges. Some of these are listed here. Bowie State University, Capital Technology University, George Washington University, Harrisburg University of Science and Technology, Marymount University, University of Maryland, University College. UMUC is one of our largest receiving schools for Montgomery College cybersecurity students. About half of our students transfer there after they graduate from here. And you'll find the program meshes very well with what we teach you here. And University of Maryland, University College, at the universities at Shady Grove. So there are a number of colleges which already accept our program fully, some partially. It just depends on what you plan to do afterwards. Some opportunities for cybersecurity majors. We have tutors. Tutors are available for various courses. This is usually before or after a class or at other certain times of day, depending on what the class is and when the class meets. We have a cybersecurity club. We've had it for quite a while. It's very popular in that they often meet in our cyber lab and cyber lounge lab, where sometimes we also have with that, it's tied in with competitions. Speakers come in and talk to our students who are coming in from industry. Speakers from other industries also come in. And so there's a lot of opportunity to meet people in the field and to get an idea of what you'll actually be doing in that sort of work. And we have a Twitter account listed here. Okay. That's part of the Cybersecurity Club. And that's about it for that. So at this point, and I think we have questions later, at this point I'd like to introduce Professor Alla Webb, who will talk to you about computer science.
Hello, everybody. My name is Dr. Alla Webb, and I'm a computer science program coordinator at Montgomery College. Before we start, I have two announcements. First of all, we are recording this event, and the recording and the PowerPoint will be available for all of you on Montgomery College and MCPS website. And there is a second announcement. I'll give you a couple minutes to come down because there are a lot of spots here, and you're welcome to sit for the rest of the presentation. Come on down. Feel comfortable. We have seats for you. We want you to hear what you're saying and ask our questions. So, I have a first question for all of you. How many of you heard about Hour of Code? Hour of Code. Raise your hand. MCPS participates in the Hour of Code, so if you are joining computer science program at Montgomery College, you will be participating in 2 years of Hour of Code. We will be doing code every semester of your time. So what you see here is an outline of your 2 years at Montgomery College. And what we're going to do is we're going to move and show you semester by semester. Okay, so first of all, computer science has a lot of fun coding, but it does have some math. So you will do computer science courses every semester, and you will do mathematics. Calculus 1 and Calculus 2 are a foundation. So if you are coding lovers and math lovers, this program is for you. So what do you have here? You have, of course, as any program at Montgomery College, you have English, Calculus 1, computer science. Even you had some computer science. And how many of you had computer science in your 9th or 10th grade? Raise your hand. Okay, there are some. But even you didn't have. This program is for you. We have introduction to programming in the first semester, and after that, every semester you will be taking programming. So we will not get you bored. We have a lot of fun for you doing programming, math, and other courses. After, excuse me, second year, we are moving to Computer Science 1, Computer Science 2 courses, more mathematics, general education, and other courses. Our program is full of a lot of things here, and of course, we have some electives, and there is a schedule. You will be on campus every day from 9 to 12 or 9:30 to 12:15, depends on the day you select. Next. Right? Okay. Well, besides being at Montgomery College, what's your next goal? First is to get associate degree. And what is the next goal? For you to move to four-year school. So we do have transferred our courses to University of Maryland College Park, UMBC, UMUC, UDC, Shepherd University, and many other schools. But our Maryland schools, College Park, Baltimore, UMBC, accept our courses. How many of you know what computer science major can do? If I will tell you that computer science major can do programming, would you believe me? Computer programmers are the ones that have, work after computer science degree. Software engineer, yes, computer science prepare software engineers. Software developers, database administrators, and many more. If you want to learn more, visit our website, montgomerycollege.edu, computer science. We have everything there for you. And of course, besides studying and doing a lot of projects, taking a lot of exams, we have fun. We actually have software development club. You're welcome to participate, and we do have free tutoring. We know that computer science courses are hard, so we do have in math and other courses, we do have free tutoring for you. Now, I'm going to give stage to Amy Crowley.
So you've heard about the two programs. Now we're going to go back to some information on how we are going to be supporting students in this program. So if you're a student who currently has an IEP or 504 within MCPS, you would need to apply to our DSS office on the Germantown campus for services, and we would urge you to do that as early as possible once you know you're accepted to the program. Colleges fall under different federal legislation, and you just would have to go through the process again, so just letting you know about that. And I have the Rockville number up there, and you can call there as well, and we'll get you the Germantown information as well. We want to talk to you, but what you really want to know about is the cost also of this program, which is just remarkable. So if you were to have graduated from MCPS High School last year, it started at Montgomery College this year to do one of these two degrees, the cost of this program, tuition and fees, plus textbooks based on this year's tuition and fees, would be $12,646. However, due to the agreement that has been reached by Montgomery County Public Schools and Montgomery College, MCPS and MC are picking up $9,846 of that cost, leaving $2,800, and that is just the fees. In addition, students who are currently FARMS eligible pay nothing for this program. So it's a great way to save money for a two-year degree. It's actually remarkable. Students who are in the early college program are not eligible to apply for financial aid. However, Montgomery College does have a high school grant program, and for students who fall above the FARMS level, there is a limited amount of funds on a application case-by-case basis available, even possibly towards the $2,800. For transportation to the Germantown campus, students get a student ID card, and every semester they get a sticker, and that sticker gives them free ride-on bus access. Montgomery College also has an inter-campus shuttle, so if you live closer to one of the other campuses of Montgomery College, you can take the shuttle from that campus here to the Germantown campus. This is now really to give you an idea of cost to do this degree compared to going to Montgomery College first or going straight to a four-year institution. So if you were to have graduated from MCPS in June and gone straight on to University of Maryland College Park to do a bachelor's degree, for 4 years, that tuition and fees and textbooks would be $45,796. Again, that's based on this year's tuition and fees rate for College Park. If that same student came to Montgomery College for the first 2 years to do their computer science or cybersecurity degree, let's say computer science in this case, and then went on to College Park, you'd have the 2 years that you saw on the last slide at MC, the $12,646, plus 2 years at College Park for a total of $35,000 and change. But if you do the early college program, it's only taking you 2 years past high school graduation, and the cost would be at most $2,800 in student fees plus the 2 years at College Park. So you can see there is a $20,000 savings alone just to do this program. Pretty remarkable. I'd like to talk to you a little about academic support. I had mentioned the summer transition program. That program is a required program for all students. And the purpose of it is you're high school students, you're not college students. And we need to prepare you to meet the demands of being a college student, to kind of bridge the gap between the college experience and our expectations for you as college students. And we want to facilitate your readiness to make sure you're ready to take the demanding college classes. You'll learn about how to access college resources and services. You'll discover study skills, time management, as well as other skills. You'll be involved in team building and problem solving. You'll get familiar with the campus, the organizations, the activities and clubs that are available to you. And while I'm at that point, let me tell you also that you don't have to give up your high school activities to do this program. You can be involved in all of the high school activities, clubs, sports teams, if you can balance it, homecoming and prom. And you can do all the Montgomery College activities with one exception. You can't be on an athletic team because that's the junior college regulations, the equivalent to the NCAA for the junior colleges. You have to have a high school diploma or GED. So you can do almost everything at both institutions. So that's a pretty sweet deal. So going back, the summer program is to reinforce what the requirements are for your particular degree program, increase your knowledge of Montgomery College's policies and procedures, and in particular, the Student Code of Conduct, very important. And you also have a chance to meet faculty and staff. Dr. Rai alluded to or mentioned a lot of the support services that are available to students on each one of the campuses. And at Germantown, the Maple Center, which is right here in this building, has the math and science support services, tutoring, textbooks, calculators, review sessions, and we have computer labs too. There's a writing center in the HS building on campus, and you can make appointments for support for that, specialized workshops. There are PCs there. Dr. Rai also mentioned the embedded coaches, and we would have that in your English class as well as in the calculus class. Montgomery College Cyber Center, which is in this building, provides students with the infrastructure to allow them to engage in real-world security exercises and competitions, as well as resources that include, and I have to tell you, I don't even know what these things are, and those of you who know computers do, but NetLab, MCCC, CTF, tutoring, you're laughing, but do you know? Racktop VM support. So I know if you're in the industry or you're interested in, you know what I'm talking about, right? And again, the embedded coaches working with your early college students. And lastly, but probably the most important, there'll be an early college coordinator who'll be working with your student. That person is a Montgomery College employee who is familiar with the MCPS graduation requirements, also knows the MC degree requirements, and be working with your student towards their degree completion here, filling out financial aid applications for when they transfer and helping them fill out their applications for the four-year institutions as well. And right now, I would like to introduce Mr. Michael Sullivan, who's the MCPS instructional specialist, and he'll take you through the next steps.
So after seeing that cost breakdown, I know everybody's like, just jump to what I got to do next. So that's what we're going to do. The deadline for completing the interest form is November 26th. You'll be able to find that online in a second. I'll show you how to find that. So you'll go on, complete that interest form, and tell us, this is what I want to do. I want to do this program, and this is the degree I'm looking at doing. We will then let students know whether you're eligible or not to continue in the process around November 7th. It's a tentative timeline right now for these next steps. December 7th. What, did I say November? We're going to let you know before you let us know. You know. November's on my mind. So once we get your interest form, we'll let you know who is eligible to continue. We will email or contact you, giving you the link to the application that will then be due by December 19th to complete that application saying, yep, here I am, I'm ready to go. We will then contact you again right around February 1st to schedule an AccuPlacer test. This is a test that will assess your readiness for some of those courses like English and calculus that we talked about in the pathways that you saw. We'll schedule that for March and April. You know how March is. There's always that snowstorm on the one time you try to schedule something, right? Students will be provisionally accepted by the end of April so that we can look at final grades. You've got to pass those classes in 10th grade, get those credits. Your HSAs and other state assessments, make sure those are passed. And if there are more students eligible than there are seats available, there will be a lottery. Okay? It's not, what, $1.6 billion, but it's a pretty good deal. Then you will attend the summer program, July 8th to the 26th. And see that thing in purple? I wore purple on purpose for Montgomery College. You'll start college August 26th of next year. So that's a pretty good deal. Let me see if I can work this thing. So how do you find all this information that we have up here? Because this little paper is going to get lost in the car by the time I get there. Easy way, type in that big long URL. Or just go to Montgomery County Public Schools website, and we've all been there before, right? And just do a search for dual enrollment. Click on that first link, and you'll find all of the information and links to all the early college information. If you have questions, we're only an email away. Email for general questions about the program. Email Dr. Floyd, copy me. For computer science, Dr. Alla Webb. For cybersecurity, David Hall. General questions about what it's like to be in college and what it's going to be like to be on Montgomery College's campus, Ms. Crowley. And if you're looking for information about the DSS office in Montgomery College, Sue Haddad. Okay? I'm going to introduce Amy again, and why did it go blank?
Actually, you might want to stay up here. Thank you. These people are leaving. So we have mics that are turned on the aisle, so this is your opportunity to ask anyone here a question. So we'll give you a few minutes to collect your thoughts, but the mics are set up, and we have them set up so that everybody can hear your question. And remember, we're recording this, so it's important that we have you come down to the mics. There's one mic there and one mic there. Go ahead.
What if we haven't finished one of the required credits? Like, for example, I haven't finished PE yet.
If that's the only class that you haven't completed out of tech, health, and PE,
Yes.
we possibly could work with you on that.
Okay, thank you. Huh?
Are you in the course right now?
No, not yet.
Don't let that discourage you. Apply for the program.
Hi, I have 3 quick questions. I was a little bit late, so maybe this was already talked about. Is this the first year this has been available?
Yes, this particular program at Germantown this next year will be the first year.
Okay, and then will students be in classes with other high school students, high school aged, or are they going to be mixed with college aged students?
Thank you for mentioning it, because we didn't mention that. So the first year, the students are just with other early college students. They're cohorted exclusively with each other. The second year, most of their classes they're taking with early college students. There may be a few classes where they have an option to take another class.
Okay, thank you. And my last question, is completion of the interest form considered the commitment to go? So if they got accepted, when could they back out?
Basically at any point, because we'll have, oh, Mike. I'm so used to using my teacher voice, and she was at the mic. There will be a wait list with the program. We'll have so many seats available and then more people, probably by the looks of the crowd tonight. So students can opt out at just about any point, but we would need a commitment at the end of the year. The interest form lets us know that you're interested. We'll look at the requirements so far and then get in contact with you to do the application form. That's where you say, I'm really, really interested, but at any point after that.
Okay, thank you. And I'm sorry, I have one more quick question. If the student is currently in high school on a COSA, how would that come into play if they were accepted for this program and then decided they wanted to go back to high school at their COSA school?
Dr. Floyd?
Okay, so students, once they're accepted into the program, they can always go back to the to the school of attendance, of last attendance. In fact, students will continue to be connected to their homeschool counselor throughout the program. However, if they're at a special school in a special program, although they can return to the school, they won't be able to return to the program. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, gentlemen on this side?
I have a few questions. First of all, are the classes that are listed on the sheet, are they set in stone, or is there wiggle room for what we can take?
The classes that are set are fairly set. Students are not going to have that much choice. The only thing that probably will change the first year would be if, and I don't think this is happening, the college changes requirements for the degree, but I've only heard of between the two programs, one class, and it was Cybersecurity program, that might have a course change.
Mm-hmm. Also, I was wondering how many seats are available for this program?
So how many total?
How many, yeah.
Between the two programs, a total of 60 students will be accepted into the programs.
Okay, also, it says that you're required to be at or near your SSL requirement. Is that a specific, number, or is that just,
No, but not at 0, so you have all this year to get up there.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Just wondering if that's a specific number. Okay.
Okay? Sir?
We filled the form out for the interest. Is there a way you can go back and edit it and change your picks?
What are you looking at changing?
Like the second, just
The
changing.
choice on the interest form?
Yes.
The final application will be that determining factor. So if it was, an address or a phone number or something, we might be able to talk. But for just that, the
Just the
application form will
courses.
determine which degree.
Okay, thank you.
I was wondering what grades are needed to both join the program and stay in it.
So to enter, you need a 2.75 grade point average. And in the college, once you come to the college, you must earn C's or higher in all your classes.
May I ask if the GPA will be weighted or unweighted?
Unweighted. The admission is 275 is the unweighted GPA.
Excuse me. Do you mean when the grades for the college course are reported on your high school transcript? Those are actually weighted. So college classes count in the same way that an AP course counts.
Yeah, you'd have two transcripts, the college transcript and these classes, unless you waive your right, will appear on your high school transcript.
Okay.
No, you can't waive it. They'll appear. Sorry.
This is more of like a general college question because I don't know how college works. If we decide, if we finish our associates and we decide that we want to do something else for our bachelor's, are we allowed to change?
You can
for
do
bachelor's?
whatever you want, and people do that all the time in college.
Okay.
But the good thing is, if you start in computer science or either cybersecurity, you're going to have what we call the general education requirements done. And then you'll have some extra ones. So a lot of them will still transfer, even if you decide you want to be an English major.
Okay.
For the application process, is there a required essay?
No, there is not.
Okay, thank you.
So how would I be able to balance my high school schedule with this program if I'm taking this next year? Like,
You won't have a high school schedule. In this program, there are no high school courses. If you decide to go back to your high school for something, it'd be extracurricular activities or maybe a sport. But you wouldn't be taking courses, classes at your high school. All your high school graduation requirements will be fulfilled at the same time as the AS or the AA degree requirements for the college.
so I would just be taking all the classes here?
Yes.
And then what's the farms eligibility thing for the fees you guys were saying?
The fees. We'll talk about that separately.
All right, thank you.
How would the lottery system work? Would it just be indiscriminate no matter how eligible you are? It's just
Yes, it is indiscriminate. So a 4.0 grade point average is not going to help you in this case.
Would you still take the SAT? SAT.
Yes, we still have you take your SATs because there are many schools that want you, because you're still high school students, they want your SATs. So we work with you. In fact, the students, many of them took the PSATs this year as 11th graders to qualify for potential scholarships and just get the additional experience.
Or ACTs.
Yeah, it's not a requirement for this program.
So, beginning in January of 2019, community college will be free if you graduated within 2 years, et cetera, per the executive order by the governor. So do you anticipate a change in the price?
The condition for that is actually graduating from high school. This program doesn't meet that requirement yet because you haven't graduated. We're working on the degree and the high school graduation at the same time.
Yeah, hi. If a child is or a student is already at Poolsville or Blair taking computer science classes, are they eligible for this or they won't be considered?
Yes, they can definitely apply.
Hi. Two of my requirements haven't been fulfilled, health and PE. How would I go about getting them?
So if you haven't taken them yet and you were admitted to the program, you would take college classes. The good news is that the health class is given during the winter term online, so that's a very easy option. The PE, you're going to have to take a class. There's a 3-credit class or another alternative.
Okay, thank you.
Sir?
The 2.75, is it quarterly or semester? The requirement.
Oh, yeah, 2.75 cumulative through 10th grade.
Oh, sorry.
9th and 10th grade.
Are students expected to get their own transportation to Germantown, for example, if they live in Silver Spring, or is there any transportation provided?
Now, as I mentioned, the student have access to the ride-on bus, or if they live in Silver Spring and they're near the Tacoma Park campus, they can take the shuttle bus for free up to Germantown campus.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Hi, I'm currently in a middle college program, and I'm supposed to take Music 117 this year.
I can't hear.
Oh, sorry.
Please.
So I am in a middle college program in my high school currently, and we are taking Music 117 this year. Is it possible that if I join this program, we would take, or would I still have to take it next year?
Did you just hear I just did a big sigh?
Northwood or Northwest?
Northwest.
You'd have the arts requirement fulfilled then, and you'd have the fine arts requirement fulfilled with that at MC, so you wouldn't have to take that in this program.
Okay, and also, we took AP World instead of APUSH. How would that affect things?
Say,
we had to take AP World History instead of AP US History this year. So how would that affect things?
So, well, you have to have U.S. history to satisfy the MCPS graduation requirements. So as long as you took U.S. history or honors U.S. history, you have that met. AP World with a score with a certain score, and right now it's a 3, I'm at Montgomery College, we'd give you credit for a humanities credit. So if you get a certain score on that, shoot for at least a 4 or higher, because a lot of the 4-year institutions want a 4. You'd have humanities class fulfilled as well.
All right. And we're also taking the AccuPlacer this month. Would that
No.
just be useless, or?
If you're taking, you're taking AccuPlace for that. We want to give students the opportunity to get through most of the spring semester before they take it for this program. We want you to get more under your belt.
All right, thank you.
Go ahead and take it as scheduled with your class, though.
Okay.
Okay?
So if early college students aren't going to go back to their high schools, how exactly are they going to earn their high school diplomas?
The process, it's dual credit. The students get credit for both the class, both in high school and for the college side. We are reporting all this information. We're working with MCPS. Your homeschool counselor gets your registration so they can double check to make sure you're taking the classes. It's put in the same computer system as it is now, your classes. Your diplomas are ordered with everybody else in your senior class. So you're still enrolled in your high school, but you're also enrolled at Montgomery College.
So I don't have a tech credit done, but since we'd be doing a tech credit in the computer science class, would that just count?
No, because it has to be approved by the state, so you would have to take, you'd have to fulfill that. There are different ways. Engineering Science 100 is one of the classes you can take. There could be an option potentially. I know if you have do you have an online version? They're working on an online version too for the tech credit.
Would I be able to take that like during a winter break or a summer?
So we have an online version, Foundations of Tech. You can take that online from the MCPS. And we're also working on a possible computer science course from Montgomery College that will count for tech ed credit. So hopefully once we finalize that, that'll take care of your tech ed. If not, you may have to take that online course through MCPS.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
It's not that we don't want to, but the state is very specific about the course content that's covered in that tech class. So it's not up really, it's got to be approved. MCPS has to get approved by the state.
Is the interest form found in one of the links provided, or do you have to find it somewhere else?
Is he?
The interest form is due on November 26th. I'm sorry? Yeah, middle college is over. We have so many deadlines running through our heads right now. It's, if you go do the search for dual enrollment on MCPS's website and click on the early college tab, and the link to the interest form is there.
Have any students been able to take the credits they earned at this program and transfer to any colleges outside the ones listed before?
Well, you have to realize we just started the program this year.
Okay.
But I can tell you, we have a middle college program, and there are degrees, and it's a similar situation with students who are taking college classes towards their high school diploma, and there were many students who were accepted into schools outside of the state of Maryland.
Sorry. So these programs have not been changed or altered in any way for this program specifically. These are our cybersecurity computer science programs. These programs transfer very readily and easily to four-year institutions within the state of Maryland and outside of the state of Maryland. Okay?
All right, thank you.
Yep.
I want to just add a comment about transfer so that people understand. We send students over the course of several years to all 50 states. We have sent students to MIT, we have sent students to Stanford, and a lot of schools in between. The majority of our students want to transfer to College Park, students that are, schools that are in Maryland, but the options for transfer are vast. And the fact that you are here, I think, tells all of us we have a house full of smart people right now. And my guess is some of you have great ambitions in terms of where you want to transfer. And there are tremendous opportunities here from the community college to go to those kinds of schools. And that's dependent upon what you do as a student, how you do in terms of your GPA, extracurricular activities. So I want people to understand that the options for transfer, and we have had other students because of AP classes they've taken and sometimes courses that they've done here through dual enrollment, have gotten their, doing the same thing, but as an individual, have gotten their associate's degree in May of a year, picked up their high school diploma in June, because that's when MCPS graduations occur. They've transferred going into colleges at age 17 or 18 as a junior, graduate in 2 years. They're accepted by the same criteria as any student graduating from high school. So the only thing that's really changing about this is the students in this program will achieve all of this at a younger age. It doesn't, the criteria don't change, and I wanted to say, Ala didn't talk about this when she was talking about the computer science program. We work very hard, especially with College Park, UMBC, again, the schools where a lot of our students transfer, to make sure that our curriculum is aligned with their curriculum, and that isn't just the course content, it's the standards, it's the rigor. And we went through a multi-year process with the University of Maryland, which is very rigorous and has very high standards and used to require every single student who wanted to transfer into their program to take an exam to prove basically that they had covered the material, met the standards that they expected. Nobody got a waiver. It didn't matter where you were coming from. Montgomery College students now get that waiver, get that waived. They do not have to take that exam anymore because our faculty worked with the faculty at the University of Maryland College Park. It is to we take pride in the fact that our students transfer as juniors and do well. It is in your interest, it's in everybody's best interest to have you do well here, to have you transfer and do well. Nobody wants to see a student go from high school, not be successful at any college, or to leave a community college and not be successful. We have a huge, enormous vested interest in your success. And so we work very hard as you will transition from MCPS to MC, from MC to a four-year school, to make sure that that is as smooth, as seamless as possible, and that you are well prepared and have a great experience every step along the way. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Mohammed Kanamoui. I'm the Dean of the Science and Engineering here at the college. I wanted to clarify something about the cybersecurity program versus the computer science, since some questions were asked. Our cybersecurity program is a two-year terminal degree. Dr. Hall put some schools, such as UMUC, selected schools, they do accept that as a transfer. But generally, if you are interested in getting a bachelor's degree in cybersecurity, you might want to start at computer science and then go on, say, to UMBC in a cybersecurity track and get your bachelor's degree in cybersecurity. So if you want to if you are interested in transfer, not the workforce, then you might want to start in computer science. In your junior, senior year, pick cyber as your track, and you know, the capstone classes and all that, and then get a bachelor's degree with cybersecurity concentration. If you want to go to workforce after 2 years and work in cyber, and there are more demands than we could graduate, then you can begin at our cybersecurity program. Is that clear, right, how these two? Okay. Yes, thank you. Any question along these lines?
Go ahead. Trying to respect everybody's time so we can get through these questions. I don't know what side we're at. Over here.
I took the PSATs recently. Would you guys be looking at my test scores?
No.
Yay.
That was easy.
So I had a D in one semester of a Spanish class last year. So will that disqualify me from the will that disqualify me from the program?
No, it's GPA.
Oh,
Overall
it's just
GPA.
Oh, all right. Thank you.
Yeah. Stop messing around, though.
Okay, for the graduation ceremony for the high school diploma, will we be attending the ceremony at a regular high school, or will it be a separate ceremony?
Your home high school, you would participate in their ceremony. The high school that you're in right now, that's whose ceremony you would go to. You also would participate in the Montgomery College graduation ceremony.
Okay.
Okay?
Hi. So I have like just 3 questions. Just want to follow up. As I recall from earlier to someone else's question, if they leave from their Magnum program, they only have the option to stay within this program, not come back. Does that also apply to the other programs like MCPS has an IT or like a cybersecurity pathway for students? This is for my younger sibling. She's on track to getting towards if she wants to do intern by senior year or take this course. And if I understand, the classes you prefer right here, you give it to students, they count as an AP as well for high school?
Once again, you cannot do a specialized program in one of the high schools, one of the magnet programs, one of the others, and do this program.
Okay.
It's one or the other.
Just a quick clarification, because you're talking about a CTE program. You're not talking about magnet or any other program.
Yes.
So a CTE program is possible to complete. You have to take certain courses. So if you have room in your senior year to complete those courses, it's still possible. But it would be very challenging because you would have to catch up on some of those high school courses you've missed.
That's fine.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
So I'm taking Algebra 2 this year and not pre-calc. Does that disqualify me from the computer science program?
You're taking Algebra 2 this year. Which program are you interested in?
Computer science.
That would be a challenge for you to, you have to assess basically at a certain level, and that pre-calculus background really would be what you would need probably to get you there, I have to be honest.
Okay.
Yes, I'd be.
I hope I'm not too loud. My question is, as far as the monies go, did that also include the universities of Shady Grove?
So
or was it only more so the University of Maryland, College Park, or UMBC?
So the figure that I gave there for the 4 years, is that what you're referring?
Well, you know, where they had the 2 years at Montgomery College, and then if it was to transfer to one of the state colleges, does that also include the universities of Shady Grove? Since the doctor did say that it does. Okay, and the other question is, if our son was to do the computer science first, with the university, and he wanted to also do the cybersecurity from there on, would that also include the universities of Shady Grove, or does it depend on? Like, in other words, we live up this way, so there's no point in us going all the way to College Park if he can.
I'm gonna let Amy talk about the tuition part, but just so you know, we have not yet established a computer science program with USG, with universities at Shady Grove. We are in the middle of that discussion, the MCPS, MC, and USG pathway for computer science and cybersecurity. But right now, College Park is the only choice, or UMBC and so on.
Okay, so he's in 10th grade now, but do you know possibly when we might, I mean, in other words, by the time he graduates, is it a possibility that's will have already been in its completion so that he has that option, or probably not?
We are, as I said, we are literally
in the
discussing in the process of doing that.
Okay.
And we just had our second meeting
Right.
on that. So again, it will be MCPS, and then it will be UMBC at USG, at Shady Grove. So they will get once this program is established at Shady Grove, USG, then they will get a UMBC degree. As you know, USG is a collection of 8, 9 universities.
Right, and will they otherwise also ever have to go to College Park or anything at any given time, or if it's already established here, then they can just stay up this way?
I think once we establish the program, and because of the fact that computer science mostly is a lecture, it's not a laboratory intensive program, we will be able to offer the entire curriculum at Shady Grove once we establish
Right,
it.
which is the computer science and cybersecurity.
Cybersecurity track.
So just a clarification. There are no cybersecurity or computer science programs at USG at this point. We are working with a couple of institutions, including UMBC, hoping to bring computer science cybersecurity program at UMBC. Sometimes these things happen and sometimes it takes a little time. So there is no guarantee that 2 years from now, those programs will be at USG. There is strong likelihood that they might be there. If those programs are there, then the entire program will be offered at USG if we succeed in doing that. And your other question about the tuition, the opportunity of this zero tuition or just the fee is there just for the first 2 years of Montgomery College part. The upper year, if you saw the $25,000 thing, out of those $25,000, $22,000 were for University of Maryland, just $2,800 for Montgomery College. And that's just the fee, not the tuition part of that.
Oh, okay. All right, thank you.
And of all the state institutions, College Park's the highest, so it wouldn't have been any higher than that if it was UMBC's computer science program, so.
I've already completed Microcomputer Essentials and am currently in process of completing Introduction into Networking, which is 2 required courses for cybersecurity. If I pass Introduction to Networking, how would that affect those 2 classes within the course?
CTE pathways? I'll let you do
That would have to be worked out on a case-by-case basis. I don't believe they would unless it's part of the a particular CTE program of study that has articulation agreement. But yeah, so it would be case-by-case.
So would I retake those classes within this course?
Please understand that those are high school classes that you're taking right now, which is different than a college class. May have the same name, but the learning outcomes for those 2 classes are very different. So what he's referring to is in some cases, we have articulation agreements through CTE, but so we would have to find out specifically what classes you are, and we can absolutely do that.
Okay.
And the school.
So UMD College Park has both computer science and computer engineering. So your computer science associate's degree, after completion of this program, how much of that can be transferred to the computer engineering part?
None. So these are 2 different tracks. So once you are in the computer science, actually there are 2 different schools at College Park. Computer engineering is under the Clark School of Engineering. Computer science is part of the mathematical sciences. So other than I would say some courses like computer science 1, 2, 1 for the general education, these are 2 different tracks. And computer engineering goes into hardware and mostly as opposed to the computer science program. All the calculus, so calculus sequence, general education sequence, computer science 1 and 2 are part of the computer engineering curriculum. So CMSC 203, 204, I believe discrete structure too? No, yeah. So 3 computer science courses are part of the computer engineering curriculum. So yes, there will be some benefits, but they are not exactly matched.
Thank you.
So college has a wonderful computer engineering program as well. We have hundreds of students in those programs. It's just that computer engineering is not part of early college program. But if you do computer science, it's a 60 credit thing. And if I'm not mistaken, all your general education, all your math, and several your computer science classes will transfer. So out of 60 credit, is being recorded, so I have to be careful. But at least 40 or so will transfer, right?
We're going to take these last 4 people with questions because I want to respect everybody's time.
Are we allowed to apply to multiple different early college programs, like computer science and business? No?
No.
Okay.
So what you can do is go to the information sessions and then make your decision based on that.
Okay. And are we allowed to enroll in additional classes at Montgomery College outside of these ones?
If you do that, you would be paying for them.
Yeah.
We have some students who want to do foreign language and some other things, and they're paying from that.
So you are allowed to, but it's not covered. It's not.
And you work with your advisor to make sure that the load you're carrying that semester is not too much. So it has to be approved by the college and your home high school. Last question.
Yes, thank you for your time tonight. My question is on grading. How does grading work? Does it, are they like the high school grading system where you have, like for example, when your semester test score is like 90, that's an A, or some colleges, they curve based on the class, or they have A plus, B minus, different.
We don't have pluses and minuses. Faculty basically in their syllabus at the beginning of the year lay out what is involved in their grading and what an A is, how many points they may give 100 points to an exam or 10 to a quiz or a project. So they lay that out in their syllabus at the beginning of the semester, what you need to get an A, B, C. Basically, C's or higher is what we're requiring because we want to make sure some students are successful, that the credits are going to transfer, and that they master the information.
So when you apply to college, do you combine the GPA here with your 9th and 10th grade GPA, or?
No, what happens is you will be submitting high school transcript as well as a Montgomery College transcript, and the 4-year institutions are going to be looking at the high school transcript, the college transcript, and if it's a school that still requires SAT scores. The SAT scores, some may ask for teacher recommendations. Those teacher recommendations can come from college professors.
Okay, great.
I want to quickly clarify or address the question about combining the 9th and 10th grade, because all of these courses will also appear on your high school transcript. When they're looking at that cumulative GPA, they are indeed on the high school transcript looking at grades 9, 10, 11, and 12. So they will be looking at that cumulative transcript or GPA on the high school transcript, and it does include those first 2 years. Yeah, and as Mr. Sullivan shared earlier, there's an advanced level credit attached to the college course that goes on the high school transcript.
Okay, got it. Thank you very much.
Similar to the AP. You're welcome.
Thank you very much. And if you have any questions, we'll be down here in front for a few minutes.
And emails available in your packet and online right up here.